At the age of 79, Barry Gibb has decided to break his long-held silence and speak openly about his relationship with British pop legend Cliff Richard. Barry Allen Crompton Gibb was born on September 1, 1946, in Douglas on the Isle of Man, as the second of 5 children in a family where music was far more than a pastime. It was a way of life. His parents, Hugh and Barbara Gibb, created a household in which music, melody, and artistic creativity were ever present. This environment nurtured the seeds of Barry's lifelong passion for composition and performance. From an early age, he displayed an extraordinary ability to blend emotional depth with musical sophistication, a talent that would form the foundation for a career spanning more than 6 decades. His childhood was marked by experimentation with song, as he learned to harmonize melodies and explore the intricate architecture of music. These formative experiences foreshadowed the immense creative journey that lay ahead. The Gibb family's relocations played a significant role in shaping Barry's musical identity. Initially moving to Manchester, England, the family later settled in Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia. These transitions exposed Barry to diverse cultural influences, further fueling his desire to explore sound and songwriting. It was during this period that Barry began performing alongside his younger twin brothers, Maurice and Robin. Their early collaborations were informal but transformative, allowing them to experiment with harmonies and vocal arrangements. The eventual formation of the Bee Gees seemed almost inevitable, a natural evolution of shared talent, sibling bond, and unwavering ambition. By the late 1950s, Barry, Robin, and Maurice were performing together regularly, refining the vocal chemistry that would eventually make them a global phenomenon. Initially, their performances were confined to small venues across Australia, where they tested and perfected their sound. Yet, it was in the mid-1960s that the brothers' potential truly caught the attention of industry insiders. Influential DJ Bill Gates and producer Robert Stigwood recognized the distinctive quality in their harmonies and foresaw their future in the international music scene. With Stigwood's guidance, the brothers relocated to England, where their rise to stardom was swift and decisive. Their journey from local performers to international icons unfolded at a pace that mirrored the intensity of their ambitions, propelled by talent, timing, and the vision of mentors who believed in their extraordinary potential. As the Bee Gees gained momentum, their ability to evolve musically set them apart. Their early 1960s work produced heartfelt ballads such as To Love Somebody and Massachusetts, songs that showcased their emotional resonance and lyrical sophistication. By the 1970s, they had transitioned seamlessly into the disco era, producing revolutionary hits like Staying Alive, Night Fever, and How Deep Is Your Love. Barry, as the eldest brother and principal creative architect, played a pivotal role in defining the group's signature sound. His falsetto became iconic, his songwriting methods groundbreaking, and his approach to production influential across the music industry. The Bee Gees' unique blend of melodic intelligence and vocal harmony resonated with listeners around the world, solidifying their reputation as one of the most versatile and enduring musical acts of their time. The 1970s marked the peak of Barry Gibb's impact on global music culture. He helped steer the disco movement, transforming not only the soundscape of popular music, but also the social and cultural atmosphere of the era. The Bee Gees' contributions to the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack remain legendary, with the album achieving unprecedented sales and earning Grammy recognition. This period established the Bee Gees as cultural icons and cemented Barry's role as a visionary artist capable of bridging generations and genres. Beyond the Bee Gees, Barry's influence extended to collaborations with other prominent artists. His work with Barbra Streisand on Guilty, Diana Ross on Chain Reaction, and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton on Islands in the Stream demonstrated a remarkable ability to tailor his songwriting and production to complement diverse voices and styles. His adaptability and emotional authenticity reinforced his status as one of music's most influential figures. Yet even amidst extraordinary professional achievements, Barry's life has been marked by profound personal loss. The deaths of his brothers Andy in 1988, Maurice in 2003, and Robin in 2012 were seismic events, leaving emotional scars that reverberated throughout his life. Each loss represented not only the departure of a loved family member, but also the gradual disappearance of the collaborative synergy that had been the foundation of his creative existence. Despite grief, Barry pressed on, honoring his brother's memories through continued musical output. His later solo work, including the 2016 album In the Now, reveals a reflective and deeply personal side of his artistry. These compositions communicate the duality of a man shaped by immense triumph and profound sorrow. Barry has frequently described the sensation of feeling his brother's presence during performance, suggesting that their connection transcends mortality and endures through the permanence of music. Barry Gibb's achievements in the music industry are remarkable not only in scope, but also in their enduring influence. He is one of the rare artists to have written or co-written 16 #1 hits in the United States, an extraordinary feat that spans generations and musical styles. His contributions have been recognized through inductions into both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In 2018, he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in acknowledgement of his services to music and charitable endeavors, an honor that reflects both his artistic brilliance and his commitment to humanitarian work. Barry's falsetto, his emotionally charged songwriting, and his impassioned performances continue to shape the work of artists worldwide, maintaining a legacy that bridges decades and genres alike. Equally significant in Barry's life has been his personal journey. His romantic experiences began with an early marriage to Maureen Bates, which was followed by a lifelong partnership with Linda Gray, his wife of over 50 years. Each relationship coincided with distinct stages of personal growth and was shaped by the unique pressures of fame, the endurance of love, and the stability necessary to thrive both creatively and personally. In 1966, on the brink of international recognition, Barry married Maureen Bates. At the time, the Bee Gees were still carving out their identity, and he balanced the uncertainties of a rising career with the responsibilities of marriage. Maureen offered crucial emotional support during those early years, helping him navigate the challenges of building a reputation in a competitive industry. Their life together was relatively private, insulated from the intense glare of the entertainment spotlight. Yet as the Bee Gees' fame escalated, the demands of touring, recording, and media attention placed immense pressure on the marriage. The couple divorced in 1970 after 4 years, marking a chapter of personal growth, self-discovery, and hard-earned lessons about commitment, sacrifice, and the realities of love under public scrutiny. Later that same year, Barry's life was transformed when he met Linda Gray, a former Miss Edinburgh and Scottish beauty queen. Her grace, poise, and inner strength captivated him immediately. They met during the Bee Gees' meteoric rise in the early 1970s, a period of transition, as the group evolved from emerging talents to global superstars. Barry was drawn to Linda's grounded nature, which offered a stark contrast to the turbulence of celebrity life. Their relationship developed rapidly, and on September 1, 1970, they married, creating one of the most enduring and admired partnerships in the entertainment world. Linda became Barry's emotional anchor, providing support amid the pressures of fame, the complexities of family, and the creative demands of sustaining the Bee Gees' musical legacy. Together, they raised 5 children: Stephen, Ashley, Travis, Michael, and Alexandra. Their family life, though inevitably touched by fame and loss, remained rooted in love, respect, and spiritual closeness. Linda stood steadfast beside Barry through every critical moment, from the dizzying heights of disco-era success to the devastating losses of Maurice and Robin. Her unwavering presence helped him navigate exhaustion, grief, and the profound burden of becoming the last surviving member of the musical partnership that had defined his life. Over the years, Barry has frequently described Linda as his emotional and spiritual cornerstone, often referring to her as his rock. Her loyalty and guidance shielded him from the temptations and darker aspects of fame, allowing him to remain grounded. In an industry notorious for fleeting relationships and collapsed marriages, Barry and Linda's partnership endures as a rare testament to true love and mutual respect. Today, after more than 5 decades together, they enjoy a quieter life, often retreating to their home in Miami, surrounded by family, shared memories, and the enduring fruits of a lifetime built side by side. After decades of friendship, admiration, and occasional distance, Barry has chosen to speak openly about British pop icon Cliff Richard. At 79, he reflected with honesty and emotion on a bond that has spanned more than 50 years in a rapidly changing music industry. Fans and observers have long speculated about the nature of their relationship. Both men are towering figures in the history of popular music, with careers that frequently intersected, yet their personalities and artistic approaches often seemed rooted in different musical worlds. Barry, known for measured speech and thoughtful commentary, felt that this stage of life was the right moment to express the depth of respect and admiration he has always held for Cliff, as well as to acknowledge the ways their respective journeys influenced one another. Barry explained that Cliff Richard was one of the first artists to demonstrate that fame need not come at the cost of principle. Reflecting on their early encounters in the swinging 1960s, Barry recalled a period when many performers were swept up in the whirlwind of celebrity, while Cliff maintained composure, humility, and a steadfast moral compass. Even under industry pressures, he never abandoned his faith. For Barry, who had witnessed the temptations and tragedies linked to superstardom, Cliff's steadiness represented a rare, quiet resistance to the darker side of show business. This quality earned Barry's deep admiration and respect. He also highlighted how Cliff's early success helped pave the way for British musicians like the Bee Gees. While Barry and his brothers were still refining their sound, Cliff had already made his mark on the charts, proving that global recognition was not limited to American artists. This realization carried significant meaning, as the Bee Gees would go on to achieve worldwide fame, shaping not only pop and disco music, but an entire cultural era. In Barry's view, Cliff Richard's achievements helped dismantle barriers that once constrained British artists, creating opportunities that the Bee Gees would later seize. Barry's reflections also touched on the subtle distance that developed between them over the years. Though they were never daily companions, mutual respect remained whenever they crossed paths. Life's demands simply led them in different directions. During the Bee Gees' explosive rise in the 1970s, with hits like Staying Alive and How Deep Is Your Love, Barry was caught in the relentless cycle of touring, recording, and media obligations, leaving little room for the maintenance of personal connections. Fame, he observed, often outpaced friendship. Despite the distance, his admiration for Cliff remained steadfast. What Barry valued most was Cliff's unwavering authenticity. Rather than following trends, Cliff forged his own path. Even when critics criticized him for being clean-cut or openly religious, he remained confident and resolute, demonstrating a courage Barry deeply respected. Cliff's ability to balance superstardom with faith and personal integrity was something Barry quietly envied, as it reflected a rare refusal to allow fame to alter one's inner self. In one of his most poignant reflections, Barry spoke about the shared endurance among artists of their generation. He recalled the losses of Maurice, Robin, and Andy, whom he described as his entire world. Cliff, too, had known loss. After decades in the music industry, Barry remarked, simply surviving the highs and lows of fame feels like a miracle. He noted, in a reflective tone, that Cliff continues to perform, smiling and engaging audiences even after decades of industry challenges. To Barry, this endurance symbolizes strength, faith, and the capacity to remain authentic amidst the pressures of a public life.